we roll. Yes, this is how I'm gonna roll, folks. We're looking at Fast 5. Yes, the 5th movie in the Fast and Furious franchise. And you know this franchise, it's got some great names. You had The Fast and the Furious, then you had Too Fast and Too Furious, then you had Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, which was a movie storyline that wasn't even meant to be part of the franchise, but they decided to do some editing, reshoots, and make it part of the series. Then you had Fast and Furious, we dropped the thes for the 4th installment, and now we're at Fast 5, where we've got our 3 principal characters back. Dominic, Mia, and her boyfriend, played by Vin Diesel, Jordana Brewster, and Paul Walker, respectively. Okay, they're on the run still from the law, and they decide, being strapped for cash, they decide to take one last job. There's so many one last jobs in this franchise, let me tell you. But that goes sour, and they end up getting the car that is really wanted really bad by the main bad guy while they're hiding out in Rio. Well, while the main bad guy's going after him, they discover why he wants the car, and they decide to rip the main bad guy off. Meanwhile, they're trying to avoid this Special Forces FBI group that is headed by, yes, Dwayne Johnson. Yes, he comes in adding new blood to the franchise, and we're so glad he did. Though I'm not sure about the whole beard thing that he did. That kind of made the entire audience I was with laugh. But he does help invigorate by bringing some fresh characters to the franchise. Now, not only is this movie got your 3 principals back, but you got every favorite character from the other franchises in this film. It's like an all-star cast. This is like, you know, just made for the fans, you can tell, okay? You got Tyrese Gibson and Ludacris, who were in Too Fast and Too Furious. You got Matt Schultz, who played Vince from the first one. He's back in this. You got Soon Kang, who was in Tokyo Drift, and they decided to put him in Fast and Furious and Fast 5. And he helps kind of build the timeline for the franchise when you realize Tokyo Drift is actually after all of these films if you actually looked at it chronologically. But don't study it too hard, because what you need to really study in the Fast and the Furious are these car chases. This franchise has owned car chases. Screw Michael Bay, man. Not only can he not direct, but, you know, I thought his car chases were alright. You gotta see Fast and Furious franchise car chases, especially in Fast 5, because they up it. I mean, they've upped it in kind of every installment of the franchise. In this one, they just gave it a shot of adrenaline and steroids, smacked it on its butt, and sent the car chases on their way. They're so over the top, where you've got to just suspend your disbelief, forget physics, throw that out the window, sit back and relax. Some great action with practical effects. Yes, folks, there are so many actual cars destroying this film that the junkyard that was in the area where this film was being shot must have made a ton of money, okay? But we love it. That's what I've loved about the Fast and the Furious franchise as a whole, is the fact they still use practical effects. Though they might enhance a few things with CGI, you still got actual cars crashing into each other, which, let me tell you, is entertaining. I mean, this is just an all-star cast. It's made for the fans, but it's also made for someone who may not have seen the franchise. Okay, you've got all your great elements in here, including your shot of all the souped-up cars at some underground car show where everybody's showing off and racing with the scantily clad women. It's in every single movie of this franchise, and it's definitely in the Fast 5. Folks, this is a really decent sequel. I think this is the best one since the first one, okay? The other 3 in the middle, they kind of lightened up a bit, and while they tried to add drama, they didn't do the drama parts that as well as they did in Fast 5. Okay, Fast 5 is a great sequel, a respectable sequel, and definitely something you need to go to your theater and watch on the big screen. If nothing else, just to escape from the real world. It gets 4 stubs. Fast 5 gets 4 stubs in my book. A really enjoyable action movie, and I'm sure when you see it, you will get back in, go in the parking lot and want to just rev your engine and go chasing around. Though with my Honda Civic, my 4 Chipmunks would try to die if I took it over 65. And that'll about do it for us here at the Final Cut. Till next time, folks, keep that ticket stub.